Hello ladies, Sharon's here. I am so glad you joined me today. Today is going to be terrific. I have got 6 myths, beauty myths, that you absolutely do not want to believe. I know we've heard it from our mothers, our grandmothers, everyone, but are they really telling us the truth? Stay tuned and we'll find out. For those of you that are brand new to my channel, please scroll on down and hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you be a member of my tribe, and go ahead and hit that little bell. That'll be notifying you of my upcoming videos. I generally film twice a week. Beauty myths, of all things that we've been told for years and years and years. You got that big nose because your grandma Melissa had it, or you have this because your grandpa Fred had this. So now we're going to just break through it, and I'm going to tell you what to believe and what not to believe. Do you guys remember when you were young? You used to go through photographs and your big family albums, and you would see pictures of each and every relative, your grandparents, your great-grandparents, and so on, and then your aunts and uncles, and you said, I guess that's how I'm going to look when I get older, because there's always some sort of resemblance. For instance, did crow's feet run in your family? Does everybody have varicose veins because they were crossing their legs? I mean, what's up with all this? So we're here to find out. The first myth that I want to talk about is smiling gives you crow's feet. Did you know that is not true? That is a myth. All these scientists have done research now and found out that that is not the reason that we have crow's feet. You know, look in your family, back in your genetics here, and I'm talking about crow's feet are more prominent in fair-skinned, thin-skinned people. So if your hair is fair, your complexion is fair, and you've got thinner skin, you're more prone to crow's feet. Well, I fall into that category, that's for sure. Check out your mother and your grandmother and see how they are. If they were light and maybe blonde hair and they had thinner skin, then you're going to be more prone to crow's feet. People that are more tan skin or olive skin or have Italian in them or Portuguese or Hawaiian or whatever, you don't notice as many crow's feet as they age. You always notice it with the lighter people. I can tell you what the real little culprits here is: all the sun exposure and the squinting. Like if you're on the sun and you're squinting your eyes and just the regular sun exposure, those are things that are going to cause the crow's feet. What do we do about that? Well, if you go out in the sun, wear these great big sunglasses, and I mean big, because that'll cover all of your eyes and your crow's feet. That'll take care of that problem. Next problem is using a fantastic eye cream day and night. You know, I swear by 2 different eye creams, and I'm sticking to it, okay? In the daytime, I want you to get the Revision DEJ. That will take care of the day issue, and put your sunscreen over it. You know what I'm talking about. Then in the evening, I want you to use the TNS Essential Eye Repair that's got the growth factors in it. That will help with the nighttime. Now, if you choose to use different eye creams, that's on you. You do you. This is what I recommend, all right? But definitely you want to wear sunscreen. That is the killer if you don't. I know some people say, well, Sharon, why do I have to wear sunscreen? I'm sitting in my own living room, just, doing my thing. I'm not out in direct sunlight. And a lot of people say, and I'm spending all day long in front of my computer, so I couldn't possibly get any kind of issues. I don't need sunscreen. Well, yes, you do, to both of those. I'm sitting right here with all my windows coming in, and I've got 2 doses of sunscreen all over. And I'm going to make sure I stay that way. I keep my house light and bright. I open up, my blinds, so to speak, and let all the sunlight come in, but I'm covered in sunscreen. I'm in front of my computer. I'm covered in sunscreen. So you must be wearing your sunscreen. Myth number 2 is hair loss is determined by your maternal grandmother and grandfather. No, it's not. Hair loss can be determined from either parent. There's a lot of reasons for hair loss. Sometimes it's a poor diet. Sometimes it runs in the family. Sometimes it's, a lack of the vitamins that you actually need to be taking as far as extra supplements. It could be stress, it could be hormonal issues, and we can keep going down the list. So it's not always coming from a relative per se. And some do have hair loss. All right, so if this is the case, let me tell you what to do. Eat a nutritious diet. Make sure you have iron, zinc, B12 vitamins, vitamin D, protein, omega-3. Are you following me? These type of things. Eat a lot of salmon. Eat, fish that's high in, your omegas. Eat a lot of vegetables, colored vegetables. This is fantastic for that. Now, there's all kinds of other things you can do. You can use the new active shampoo treatment and conditioner. You can use, minoxidil, and you can try those products. There are a number of products out there that can help as far as hair growth. There's also plasma injections. You can use your own plasma, and it'll be inserting into your scalp. They're like injections into your scalp, and they have the growth factors in them. All of these things you can try, and you just end up with the prettiest head of hair. It's so thinking lovely. Try that. Okay, number 3, you can permanently shrink your pores. Girlfriends, you know that I know if there was a way to totally and permanently shrink your pores, I would have already done that 100 years ago. Okay, so let me tell you, no. But you can debunk the junk that's in your pores, and they will look smaller. And it can be a constant thing. Whenever you exfoliate your face, that means your glycolic acid, that could be salicylic acid. Whenever you keep your face especially clean like that, you are debunking all of your pores. And this is what makes them look smaller. People come up to me all the time and say, "Oh, I thought you said you had big pores." And oh, you haven't noticed? The reason is because I'm going to exfoliate. I'm going to do a soft exfoliation daily, and I'm going to use a big exfoliation on Sundays. And it cleans out all my pores, and they look much smaller. And then I use a great primer. Now, I use a silicone primer, the one by Smashbox. So it blurs everything to the point where it's so smooth you can't even tell that I have pores at all, even when I am just right in your face. No one can tell. You know the old saying, fake it till you make it? That's about right. But don't expect pores to ever go away. If you have big pores, like I did, it's because I had overactive, sebaceous glands. When I was growing up, I had uber oily skin. I mean, I would wake up and my mother go, "Oh, honey, bless your heart." I'd just be beat up with oil. And of course, they used to always tell me growing up, because I had acne as a kid and had to go to the dermatologist weekly for dry acetone treatments and oh my gosh, all this kind of stuff to try to dry out my face. All I know is everybody kept saying, "Well, just wait till you get older. You will be so thankful you had this skin while you were young. Because when you get older, you'll look much younger." Well, whether there's truth to that particular thing or not, I don't know. But I thank God for it, because I do look a little younger than a lot of my friends. I don't know if that's it, but I've always taken care of my skin because I've had such horrible skin. And of course now I'm uber dry, right? In the winter though, I might get a little oily just right in the beginning of my T-zone. But the rest of the time I'm pretty dry. So I've got to moisturize a lot, right? But it's not going to shrink my pores. None of that will. Exfoliation is what takes care of my pores and keeping my face super clean day and night. Myth number 4. When you remove a skin tag, more will grow. They'll almost double all around. No, no, and no. That is not true. A skin tag is caused by clothes rubbing up and down on your skin, okay? Flesh of your body rubbing up and down, like a lot of women under our breasts we'll get skin tags because, the skin is rubbing skin and this kind of thing. Now, in order to get rid of skin tags, and don't do it yourself. Oh my gosh, I have so many ladies that tried to do it themselves, and they take their cuticle scissors and try to cut them off and this kind of thing. If you will just go to your derm, because my derm has removed mine a lot of times, and if any new ones come up, she'll remove those as well when I go in for my mold check. They have tools for that kind of thing. And that way you're not hurting yourself, you're not causing yourself to bleed, you're not going to scar yourself, and it's sterile and nice. And it takes 2 seconds to remove that. Do you see what I mean? They'll clip a skin tag sometimes, and sometimes they'll freeze them off. Either or, they are gone, they are lovely, and it is wonderful. But don't open yourself up for an infection. But no, they don't just constantly grow. Now, I'm not saying that one may not come back where you cut it off, but that's slim to none. Mine never did. I would just end up with some new ones somewhere else. But the ones that were removed have never come back, ever. So that's the way to do it. Let your derm handle it. All right, myth number 5. A lack of sleep causes dark eye circles under your eyes. No. That's not always the case. Now, a lack of sleep can create shadows. It can create blood veins, coming out, blue blood veins. And so you've got to treat that. And of course, darker eyes, if you wake up all the time and you find darkness under your eyes, you generally got that from a parent. That is a hereditary thing. I know. I had a grandmother that always woke up, and I swear, she looked like a little basset hound. She was so dark under there. Well, her mother before her had the same issue. So a lot of that is hereditary. But if you're having this problem, watch your own habits. Don't rub your eyes so much. Be careful with the sun. Make sure you wear big, large sunglasses to block all those rays coming in that could cause these issues, under your eyes and around your eyes, and cause the dryness, cause the lines, and then cause, the blood veins and vessels and darkness of shadows. And wear your sunscreen. Wear your sunscreen. That's going to stop all of that. And make sure you use cream sometimes with retinol. That's good for under your eyes. Make sure you putting some creams that have like vitamin K, vitamin C in there, niacinamide, growth factors. All of these are going to help protect your under eyes completely. And be consistent about it. Don't just use it once in a while. Stay on it. Okay, and the myth number 6. Crossing your legs is going to cause you to have varicose veins. Never happen. I will say what is hereditary or the little dark squiggly veins. Okay, now that's usually inherited from your mother or your grandmother. Bulging blue veins are the type of hereditary stuff that you would get from your your mother or your grandmother. So, in order to avoid getting varicose veins down the line, whether it be hereditary or not, is try to stay as active as possible. Do a lot of walking, do your exercise. Keeping your weight in a healthy range is very, very important. No smoking. And try to elevate your legs as much as you can. Even if you've had a full day in front of your computer, or you've been active and you've been to the gym or whatever, come home, prop your legs up. That will keep you from swelling and developing varicose veins as well. And for those of you that get more veiny looks by being out in the sun, use your SPF, your Coola. Coola body cream is fantastic. It's 30. It's what it is, but it has been known you can put it all over your legs and your arms and your whole body, for the sunscreen. Try that. That is going to be fabulous. I recommend Elta MD as well, even for the whole body. When you get out, you need sunscreen on anyway. So this is going to cut down on a lot of your issues. Are you following me? So even if you have to spend a little bit more for a sunscreen for the body, do so. You've just taken years off of your life, and spider veins and all of that will cease. Remember what I said, these were myths and they can be prevented, okay? This is not always the case. A lot of it's hereditary, a lot of it's, other things that you're doing that you can correct. This short and sweet, but I thought this was very important to cut through all those myths, and let's get down to the nitty-gritty. So don't believe all this. Believe what I told you and how to take care of it. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me today. Thank you, my ladies. Mwah, mwah, mwah. See all you new subbies. Thank you so much for joining us. And to each and every one of you, I want you to stay sassy, classy, and confident. And give me a big thumbs up on this video.